Shalom, shalom. We continue in Mesechas Berakhos, Parak Tes. We are on Samach Beis Amud Aleph, 62a, right from the very beginning. Now, as we'll see, this Gemara, this Amud talks a lot about halachos, about how a person should conduct himself in the bathroom, which take up a small part of halachic literature nowadays. But as we'll see, a lot of the things that they're talking about, a lot of the inyonei tzniut that they had to deal with in their time really don't apply so much anymore nowadays because of the way our bathrooms are structured and all the privacy that every person can expect in the bathroom. Most of the inyonei tznius that they mention here don't really apply anymore nowadays. So nevertheless, it's all Torah, and we need to learn it, as is a line which will come up a couple times in this Gemara, and we'll see it in context. And nevertheless, all Talmud Torah, and we will continue this Amud, and learn it, and there are things to learn from this Amud as well. Tanya, we learned in a brisa. Amar Rabbi Akiva said, and we learned about the gruesome death of Rabbi Akiva yesterday, how he died while they were, and while he was being killed, he was saying Kriya Shema. So now we are zocha to hear some of the Torah of Rabbi Akiva. We should cherish every bit that we have. This is one piece. Amar Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva says, Pa'am achas nichnasti achar Rabbi Yeshua lebeis hakisei. There was one time that I followed Rabbi Yeshua into the bathroom. V'limadati mimenu shlosha devarim. And I learned three things from watching him in the bathroom. Lamadati, I learned she'ein nifnin mizrach v'ma'arav, that a person should not use the bathroom while facing east or west. Elat safon v'daram, but he should face north-south. That was thing number one that I learned from him. V'limadati she'ein nifra'in me'umad ela meyushav. I learned that a person should not use the bathroom while standing, but he should while sitting. And I learned that a person should not wipe himself with the right hand, but should wipe himself with the left hand. Amar ben Azai, and Ben Azai asked Rabbi Akiva, Ad kan he asked the penecha berabecha. Were you this brazen with your Rebbe? I mean, that you followed him so far as to follow him into the bathroom? That's not very tznius. That's not very respectful. Amar Rabbi Akiva answered, Torah he the lilmod ani tzarich. It's Torah, and I need to learn it. Even this topic, even something as personal and private as that, is Torah and needs to be discussed and learned about. Tanya, another brisa. Ben Azai says, and this is very strange because Ben Azai was the one who challenged Rabbi Akiva about this in the first brisa. So we'll learn it, and then I'll tell you what I think, why this brisa appears here. Ben Azai said, Pa'amachas nichnasti achar Rabbi Akiva lebeis hakisei. There was one time that I followed Rabbi Akiva into the bathroom. And I learned three things from him. I learned that we don't use the bathroom from east to west, whether we face north-south. And I learned that we should not use the bathroom while standing, but we should do it while sitting. And we don't wipe ourselves with the right hand, but should wipe ourselves with the left hand. Amar lo Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Yehuda says, asked him, Ad kan hiyasa panecha berabecha? Were you this disrespectful to your Rebbe that you would do this? Amar lo, and Ben Azai replied, Torah he the lilmud ani tzarich. This is Torah, and I need to learn it. So I believe that this juxtaposition of the stories implies, and you have to know a little bit about how the Gemara was written to appreciate this understanding, and this is only my take, and I could be wrong about this, but I believe there were two traditions regarding how this story went down. Tradition number one said that it was Rabbi Akiva who followed Rabbi Yeshua, and then Ben Azai challenged him on this, and the second tradition was that Ben Azai followed Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Yehuda challenged him. So, and there might have been two slips of paper. You have to imagine one person with all the slips of paper from all the different brisos and all the different rabbis who are taking notes in Shir, and he's trying to look at all of them and see which ones are he going to include, which one is he not going to include in the Gemara. And he sees these two slips of paper, and he can't decide which one is the correct one. So he says, tell you what, we're going to write both of them in and put them both right here. That's what I believe happened. I can't prove it. I don't know if that's true, but it seems to me, based on reading this Gemara, that this was the way the Gemara was written. Is that true? Does anyone else say it? And do others argue? Probably. But that's what I think. And again, I could be wrong about this, and I could be open to other explanations of why these two brisos appear side by side with the same characters going through the same thing twice. So it seems. Okay, so that's that brisa, and the very similar story, by the way, also appears in Maseches Derech Eretz Rabbah, which we will take a look at in a moment. Rav Kahana al Ganatute Pure de Rav Shame. Rav Kahana once went and hid under under Rav's bed. Rav Kahana al Ganatute Pure de Rav. Rav Kahana went and hid under Rav's bed. Shame, and he heard the sachak the asot sachav, that he would talk to his wife and then he would like joke with her or play with her. Asot sachav, and then he did what he needed to do. And they had relations with each other. Amr lay, and from under the bed, Rav Kahana said, Dami pume the Abba kidelo sarav tavshila. The mouth of Abba, my master, is like the one who's not tasted any food, meaning that you are approaching this act of sleeping with your wife in a very hungry, lustful manner. So Amr lay, Rav said from the bed, Kahana, my student Kahana, Hacha, Adpuk delav orach ara. Why are you here? This is not derech eretz. It's not orach ara. Why would you hide under my bed? Very natznias, very, very private, personal matter, completely inappropriate. Amr lo, and Rav Kahana said, Torah hi v'lilmod ani tzarech. This is still Torah, and I need to learn it. Very odd Gemara. Was Rav Kahana right? Was he wrong? What is the Gemara's opinion? Obviously, nowadays, nobody should ever do this. This is completely inappropriate and horrible behavior. But is the Gemara saying Rav Kahana was correct in trying to learn Torah, or was he saying he was wrong and invading his Rebbe's privacy? Not exactly so clear. Now the Gemara is going to try to dissect why a person should behave in the bathroom the way it's described above with Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yeshua. Why do we only wipe with the left hand and not with the right hand? Amar Rava explains, because the Torah was given with the right hand. Shenamar, as it says in the pasuk, miyamino eish das lamo. With his right hand, he gave them a fire, or a religion of fire, an eish das. In the Torah, it says ashdas as one word, but we break it up, eish das, fire, and das is religion or teaching or law. So, fiery law was given with the right hand. Rabba bar Barchana Amar. Rabba bar Barchana says, and remember this explanation and remember the name Rabba bar Barchana, because the right hand is close to the mouth. You use it for eating and drinking, and because it's so close to the mouth, you don't want it to be soiled and dirty when you take food and put it into your mouth. Rav Shimon ben Lakish Amar, and Rav Shimon ben Lakish says, because you put tefillin on the left arm. And because you use the right hand to tie the tefillin, then you don't want the right hand to be dirty. You put the tefillin on the left hand, so you wouldn't want the left hand to be dirty? Good question. I don't have an answer for you. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, Mpnei shemar eba ta'amei Torah, because you point to the letters in the Torah with the right hand. The right hand you point to Torah, and therefore we don't want the right hand to be dirty and God forbid touch the Torah with a soiled hand. So that was Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. And remember, Rabba bar Barchana said, because the hand is close to the mouth, let's look at the Mishnah in Maseches Derech Eretz Rabbah. Perek Zayin Halacha, or Mishnah Vav. Ma'aseh Rabbi Akiva. There was a story with Rabbi Akiva. Shehalach achar Rabbi Yeshua lir'os es ma'asav. He went after, or he followed Rabbi Yeshua to see what he would do in the bathroom. Ra'a shelo nichnas lebeis kisei ela litzdadim. He saw that he did not go into the bathroom. He only went through the sides. V'lo para atzma ad sheyashav. And he did not use the bathroom until he sat down. V'lo kanach ela b'smol. And he only wiped himself with his left hand. Why did he not wipe himself with the right hand? Rabbi Eliezer says, because you eat with the right hand. Rabbi Yeshua Amer, and according to Rabbi Yeshua, because you drink with the right hand. And so this is the Rabba bar Barchana explanation, because the hand is close to the mouth. You eat, you drink, you put things in your mouth with that hand. Rabban Gamliel Amer, and according to Rabban Gamliel, because you point to the Torah to point out, to follow the letters with the right hand. And that's why we don't do that. And so why did the Gemara here give essentially the same explanations or different explanations with Amoraim when we have the Tanoim given in the Mishnah over there? Good question. I also don't have a good answer for you. And Kitanai. This is like a machlokas tanaim, and now they're going to bring this up. This very, very Mishnah that I just said. Rabbi Eliezer Amar, Rabbi Eliezer says, "Mipnei she'ochel ba," because you eat with the hand. Rabbi Yeshua Amar, and according to Rabbi Yeshua, "Mipnei she'kosei ba," because you write with that hand. And in the Mishnah over here, it said, Rabbi Yeshua said, because you drink with it, shote ba, and here it says, "Mipnei she'kosei ba," so a little bit different between the two yourselves, but nevertheless, Rabbi Yeshua has the three personalities. And Rabbi Akiva Amar, Rabbi Akiva says, and over here it did not say Rabbi Akiva, it said Rabbi Gamliel. Okay, so slight differences. Mipnei shemara ba ta'amei Torah. Same answer, because we show the point at the Torah with the right hand. Amar Rav Tanchum Bar Chanilai. Rav Tanchum Bar Chanilai said, Kol hatznuah bebeis hakisei nitzel mishlosha devarim. Whoever is tznius in the bathroom is saved from three things. One, min ha-nechashim, from snakes, min ha-akravim, from scorpions, umin ha-mazikin, and from damagers, which according to Rashi and others mean demons. And Rashi says, the mitoch tzniuso, because of his tznius, misnaheg benachas, he will be at ease, uveshtika, and quiet, ve'ein ha-nechashim margishin, and the snakes will not get riled up, lahis kan ospo, to attack him, v'av hamazikin, and also the mazikin chasin alav. They'll be quiet. They won't attack him. So the mazikin here probably means evil spirits, but others, Rambam and other Rishonim, understand it slightly differently in other ways. V'yesh omrim, and some also say av chalamosav miyushavim alav. He will also have very pleasant, calm dreams. He won't have nightmares. And that is that part of the Gemara. We move on with a story. There was a certain bathroom in Tiberia. Whenever any two people would go into this bathroom, even during the day, mitazki, they would be harmed, again, by the mazikin, by the demons. And we will just go with that interpretation for this entire Amud. And remember, earlier in the Masechta, we learned that if a person, there's like a haunted house, so to speak, if a person goes into it with two people, then he's safe. He's safe from the mazikin. And then the Gemara said, but there might be other problems. There might be a woman there. There might be priestess. There might be but a person who enters into a haunted house with another person, with a friend, then he won't be harmed. But this place was so haunted that even when two people went, even in the daytime, they would be damaged. Rabbi Ami, Rabbi Asi, hava aile bechad v'chad l'chodei, and Rabbi Ami and Rabbi Asi used to use this place individually. They wouldn't go in with anyone else. They would use it as the bathroom. The lo mitazki, and they were not harmed. Amri lu Rabbanan, the rabbis asked them, lo matpisu, aren't you guys afraid of being harmed by these demons? Amri lahu, and they told them, anan kabbalah gamrinan kabbalah. We learned in a tradition, the beis hakisei tzniusa v'shtikusa, that whoever wants to be safe in the bathroom, he should be tznius and should be quiet, should not talk. And Kabbalah di Sureh, we have a tradition for any pains or issues that a person has, that shtikusa, he should be quiet, should not complain about them, umevai rachamai, and he should pray about them, and that'll help him with the Yisurim. Abaya Merabiale Ime, Abaya's mother used to raise Imra, a certain sheep, Lemeo Bahade Lebeis Hakiseh. They would follow Abaya into the bathroom. So first of all, Abaya was an orphan. So as it says in the Gemara in Kedushin, Daf Lamed Aleph Amud Beis. So who is this mother that he's talking about? This mother was actually his wet nurse, or his the woman who raised him as if it were his son, if he were her son. So this is the woman. He also always called her his mother. So she raised a sheep to follow him into the bathroom. So why didn't she raise a goat instead of a sheep? Why is sheep not a goat? Answer, se'ir b'sa'ir michlaf, because a goat can be confused with another goat. And demons kind of have a goat-like appearance, so according to this understanding of the Gemara. Rava mikame dehava resha. Before Rava became the head of the yeshiva, before I became Rosh Yeshiva, Mekarkashale Bas Rav Chizda. Then Rav Chizda used to rattle or shake around Amzuga belikna, a nut in a cup to make lots of noise when he would go into the bathroom. Basar de Malach, after he became the Rosh Hashiva, Avdale Kavasa, she built him a window in his bathroom. Omancha leyada areshen, she used to put her hand on his head while he was in the bathroom so that he wouldn't be alone in the bathroom, because that's not a safe place to be. Amar Ula, and Ula said, Achori hageder nifna biyad. And if somebody is behind a fence, he can use the bathroom right there immediately without a problem. Ubabika, and in a field, kol zman shemisatesh vein chavero shomea. He can misatesh literally means to fart. Let's be sure about this Gemara. Anytime he needs to fart, and if his friends are not around to hear, he can do it. Or even seeming to be even to use the bathroom. If he needs to use the bathroom in an open field, if his friends are too far to hear what he's doing, he may use the bathroom. Isi bar Nasan masni hachi, and Isi bar Nasan taught it in the following way: Achor hageder, if somebody is behind a fence, calls man shemis atesh ve'in chaver shomea. If he can do what he needs to do without his friends hearing what he's doing, then he may do so. Ubabika, in an open field, calls man she'in chavero ro'ehu. So a bit more stringent halacha. He can do what he needs to do in an open field as long as his friends cannot see him. Meisvei, they raised a contradiction or raised a problem. Yotz in mi pesach besabad, the halacha about somebody who is watching olives being pressed into olive oil. He's allowed to go. Yotz in mi pesach besabad. He may exit the door of the pressing house, of the olive press. The nifnin, and then he may use the bathroom there, lachori hageder, right behind the fence. The hein tahorim, and then the olives are still tahor. So it means to say that it implies that a person can use the bathroom behind a fence, even if the friends can hear it, maybe. So, b'taharo sekelu. Answer: the rabbis were a bit more makel regarding Tuma and Tahara because they did not want this person to go so far away, and maybe the olives would be somebody would come up with them who wouldn't know the halachos of Tuma and Tahara and make them tameh. So in that specific case, the rabbis were makel. You don't need to have such a high level of tznius in that moment. It's okay. Tashma, come here. Another problem. Kama yarchaku v'yutorim. How far can a person go and still be sure that the olives are tahor? Kidei she'he'ra'ehu. Only as far as he can still see them. So really a person, so if he can see them, clearly people can see him. So that seems to refute Isi Bar Nasan, who said that a person has to be using the bathroom in a place where he can't be seen. Answer: Shani Ochli Taharos, and the inyoni of Tum and Tahara are different. The Iklu Behen Rabbanan, who are Rabbanan. The rabbis were a bit more makel, a little bit more lenient regarding those things. Rav Ashi Amar, Rav Ashi says, "My kozman she'ein chavero roeh." What does it mean when that a person that his friends can't see him? Tikamar Isi Bar Nasan, that Isi Bar Nasan had said. What did Rav Isi Bar Nasan mean by that? Answer: kozman she'ein chavero roeh es pro'o. Whoever is far enough so that his friends cannot see his body parts. Aval didei chazile. But if he sees his friend, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. Okay, now we move on. Still in the topic of bathroom halachos, but now into another story. Hahu saftina denachis kamed Rav Nachman. There was a certain person giving a eulogy in front of Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman had attended a funeral. There was a person who got up to say nice things, a eulogy about the person who had just died. Amar, and this person said, Haid tzniua ba'orchosav hava. This person was so tznius in all of his ways. Amar Rav Nachman, and Rav Nachman said, did you follow him into the bathroom? Via data, and it's known, and so that you should know if he's tznius or not. The Tanya, as it says in the Brisa, ain't korn tzniua el misha tzniua b'isek hisei. There's no person who's tznius except if he's tznius in the bathroom. So the only way you could know really that he's so tznius is if you followed him into the bathroom, and and if you did, then clearly he wasn't tznius because you're following him into the bathroom. That's not tznius. So Rav Nachman at this person's funeral essentially brought him down and took down this person giving the eulogy, saying what you're saying can't be true. So we had earlier stories about Ben Azai and Rabbi Akiva following their Rabbeim in the bathroom. Again, great question. I don't have the answer. But it seems to be that here Rav Nachman is saying, a little bit more understandable for us nowadays, that we don't follow people into the bathroom, and that should be a davar pasha. It should be well understood. So the question the Gemara asks is like this: Rav Nachman, my nafka lemine. Why did Rav Nachman care that this person giving the eulogy gave the person more praise than was warranted during his life? What's the difference? Answer: Mishum detane, because we learned in a brisa, kishem shenifraim min amesim, just as we punish dead people, kach nifrain min hasafdanim. We also punish for the people giving the eulogies. If they give false eulogies, they overpraise people when after they die, then that's not good, because then Hashem looks at the dead person and says, look at all these things they're saying about you, and that's not true, and that's not true. But you could have been that. You could have been that great. Why weren't you that great? So a person has to be very careful after someone dies to not overpraise that person. It could be very bad for that person. Umin ha'onin acharehem, and also people who answer after them. So if Rav Nachman was quiet and just listened and didn't counteract what this person was saying, then he would have been punished for not, for agreeing with something that wasn't true, and he was worried about that. Onward in the Gemara. Tana Rabbanan, the rabbis taught, Ezehut Tznuah, who is someone who's tznius? Answer: Zeh hanifna b'layla b'makom shenifna b'yom. It's someone who uses the bathroom at night in the same place that he uses the bathroom by day, meaning in a very modest place, very far away, even though it's dark and no one will really see you, even if it's in a public place. If a person is machmir on himself to go really, really far and to use the place that he used the bathroom during the day, that's a tznius person, even though it's dark and no one will see it. Any, is that really true? V'amar of Yehuda Amar Rav, Yehuda said in the name of Rav, La'olam yanhig adam es atzmo shachas v'arvis. A person should always use the bathroom very, very early in the morning and very, very late at night before it's light outside. That's when a person should use the bathroom. Kedei shelo yitzarach lisrachik, in order that he doesn't have to go so far away. So it seems to be that at least Rabbi Yehuda Amar Rav is saying that a person at night does not need to go that far away and can still be tznius. And furthermore, Rava b'imama hava azil admil. Rava during the day would walk a full mil away. A mil is 2,000 amos. Uvelelia, and by night, Amar le'lishamei, he told his attendant, Panu li duchta b'rchova demasa. Just make a clear spot, dig a hole for me in the town square, in the street of the city, and that's where I'll do my business. Seemed to be he didn't care because no one would see him. What's the difference? As I said, this whole Gemara, we don't have, this is not at all a ma'aser for us today. We have real bathrooms, and we are very tznius all the time. People aren't walking in and out. You're not using the bathroom in the middle of the street. So much of this Amud does not really apply to us nowadays in 2020. V'chein Amar le Rav Zera l'shamei, and also Rav Zera said similarly to his attendant, Chazi man de'ika achor beis chavraya de'ba'inu l'mafnei. Go and see if there's anybody behind the wall of the yeshiva, because I need to use the bathroom. And if there's no one there, I'll just use there. So, lo tema b'makom, rather back in the original teaching, don't read in the place that a person used during the day. Because remember, it said here, Ezehut Tznuah, who is someone tznius, Zeh nifna b'layla b'makom shenifna bayom. Whoever uses the bathroom at night in the place that he used during the day. So the Gemara is explaining now, lo tema b'makom, don't read the word b'makom in the place, ela ema kiderach shenifna bayom. But you should read that a person who uses the bathroom during the night in the way that he uses it during the day. So in the same manner, meaning the same, in terms of private, personal tznius, that's what we're more concerned about. Rav Ashi said, Afilu tema b'makom. You can even read in the same place. Lo nitzcha elo l'keren zavis. And this is only referring to a private corner. Where over there, you can even use that during the day because nobody's going into that private corner to see what you're doing over there. Gufa. We go back to the original teaching in the Gemara. And now we're going to repeat it. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav. Yehuda said in the name of Rav. L'olam yanhig adam es atzmo shachas arvis. A person should use the bathroom very early and very late in the day, in order that he doesn't have to go so far away from other people. Tanya Namiyachi, we also learned a similar brisa. Ben Azai Amar, that Ben Azai said, Hashkem Vitzei Ha'arav Vitzei, that wake up very early and go use the bathroom, Ha'arav, and then way late at night, say, go out and use the bathroom. Why? Kadesh lo tisrachik, so that you don't have to go very far to use the bathroom. Mishamish, yes, Mishamish Vishev, a person should literally open himself up and then sit down, open up his body so that he'll be able to use the bathroom more easily. The al teshev u'tamashmesh, and don't sit and then do that procedure to open himself up to use the bathroom. Shekol hayoshev u'mashmesh, whoever sits down and then opens himself up. Afilu osin kshafim ba'aspamia, even if there are witches in Spain, very far away. Ba'in alav, the harmful effects of their witchcraft will come all the way and affect him. The inshe v'yasiv v'achar kach mishamit, and if there is such a person who sat down and only then he opened himself, ma'takante, what's his solution? What should he do to fix the problem? Ki ka'e, when he stands up, le mahachi, this is what he should say: lowly, not for me, lo tachim v'lo tachtim, not for tachim and not for tachtim. And then Rashi explains, Haim shemos hakshafim. These are the names of the witches or the witchcraft that they used to affect that part of the body, the bottom of the person. Lo hani v'lo mahani. Not these, are not even part of them. Lo charshi decharsha, not the sorcery of the sorcerer. Lo charshi decharashta, and not the sorcery of the sorceress. So this is the end of this Gemara. Very, very, very interesting and very odd ideas of witchcraft and things that affect people in the bathroom and tznius. As I said, most of this Gemara really does not apply to us anymore today because we have real bathrooms. Nevertheless, let's look at the Rambam anyway. This is in Hilchos Deos, Perek Hey Halacha Vav, and with this we will finish. Rambam says the following: Tznius Gedola Nohagin Talmidei Chachamim Ba'atzman. The Talmidei Chachamim were very careful to be very tznius with themselves. Lo yitbazu v'lo yiskala rosham v'lo gufan. They would not open and reveal any in their head or any part of their body. Even in the time they went to the bathroom, they would be very tznius, and they would not remove their clothing until they sat down, so they could hide themselves a little bit more in the bathroom, even by themselves. They would not wipe themselves with the right hand. They would go very far from other people. They would enter a room inside another room, meaning a very, very, very hidden bathroom. I suppose that nowadays a bathroom inside an apartment or inside a house is a cheder lifnim cheder. It's a room inside a room. It's quite far from other people. Ma'ara lifnim ma'ara v'nifna, or another room inside another room, and then they would use the bathroom. If they would have to use the bathroom behind a fence, they would go very far, so a person would not hear the sound. If they had to pass gas, the person would not hear the sound because they would be so far away. And if they would use the bathroom or need to go to the bathroom in an open field, they would go so far away so that no person would be able to see their private parts. And they would not speak while they were using the bathroom. This may be the most relevant part of this entire halacha. They wouldn't speak in the bathroom. I feel even for a very, very big need. They would wait till they finished, and only then they would speak. And the way that they were very tznius in the bathroom during the day, that's how they would behave at night. Very, very tznius. And really, Yilamid Adam Atzmo, a person should teach himself to use the bathroom very early in the day and very late at night, bilvad, and only in those times, in order so he should not have to go very far from other people. Now this last line in the Rambam is very strange for Rambam himself, because there are many places in Hilchos Deos where he talks about his medical advice. The one piece of advice he repeats more often than anything else is that a person should use the bathroom and constantly check himself all day long. And everything he does, he eats a meal before, after, During, should be constantly checking himself. Do I need to go to the bathroom? And essential, Rambam says, should never hold in if someone needs to go to the bathroom. And he explains that this will bring a person very, very big sickness and horrible things that'll affect the body. So the Rambam coming here and bringing this line that a person should only go to the bathroom during the very early in the morning and very late at night is very strange. It kind of goes against what he says in many other places in Hilchos Deos. And yeah, it's hard to say which one the Rambam really held by. Seems to me that Rambam really would tell you to always use the bathroom and check and constantly, and maybe that explains what he says earlier in this halacha, that even if a person must go, he can go behind a fence, he can even go in a field, wherever a person realizes that he needs to use the bathroom, that's where he should go. Additionally, there was a story, I believe it was Rav Yehuda, where we just learned a few days ago or a few weeks ago in the Gemara that he was asked, why do you look so healthy? And he said, I have 24 bathrooms and I use every single one of them. That is why I'm so healthy, because I constantly am checking myself to see if I need to use the bathroom. That was our Amud. We continue tomorrow, and we are only 4 days left to go before we finish the entire Masechta. Hope that was clear. Hope you all have a wonderful day.